Have you ever looked at something or watched something and felt off? Have you ever had the thought in your head, hey, something's not right here? You might be watching analog horror. VHS tapes, emergency alert services, liminal spaces, these are all products of analog horror. These are all examples of analog horror. It focuses less on horror slop and jump scares, and more on making you feel unsettled and feel as if you're being watched.
We are currently receiving countless reports of an unidentified hostile organism that we'll refer to as alternates. Until we have a complete understanding of the threat, it's important to stay home, lock all doors and windows, and have access to a loaded firearm or any ranged weapon at all times. You will know if an alternate exists solely based on their physical characteristics. If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide. If you see a person that has a biologically impossible characteristic, run away and hide. If one manages to break into your home, refrain from any kind of communication or contact with the threat.
The Mandela Catalog, possibly the most popular piece of art within the analog horror community, set within the fictional town of Mandela County, Wisconsin. Supernatural threats take over citizens of this innocent, quiet town, distorting the people to look off, strange, uncanny, if you will. And these are words that you will hear over and over again in this video, because that really is the essence of analog horror. These weird, shape-shifting creatures are known to be alternates. Many believe that the Mandela Catalog is actually a take on the Christian faith that mocks God. And in a way, it might be. The core premise of the Mandela Catalog is a take on Satan winning. It's set primarily between the early 1990s and the late 2000s, and alternates can shapeshift into other life forms, usually humans and animals. They are meant to look identical or even perfect to what they are mocking, whether it is human or not, human or animal. Some alternates, including Gabriel, can elongate its face. They mimic the voices, mannerisms of people, music, and also radio audios, others to trick people within the Mandela County. The alternates are not affected by age, nor can they be killed, and if they can be killed, it is incredibly difficult to do so. It is heavily implied within the Mandela Catalog community that these alternates are instead demons.
Hi, and welcome to the introductory tape to your new job at Bunny Smiles Incorporated.
The Walten Files. Created by Martin Walls, the Walten Files are a multimedia analog horror series focusing on the establishment titled Bond's Burgers. It is based off of the very popular video game, and actually beloved video game, turned to movie franchise Five Nights at Freddy's. The story is told through found footage VHS tapes, focusing on the tragic supernatural mystery surrounding the main franchise and its haunted animatronics. The series explores the loss, trauma, and death surrounding the founders of Bond's Burgers, Jack Walton and Felix Kranken. Following a fatal car accident involving Felix's and Jack's children and the subsequent disappearance of Jack, the story focuses on the creepy haunted animatronics. Set in the 1970s, it focuses on the restaurant founded by Bunny Smiles Incorporated, and characters include the animatronics such as Bon, Boozoo, Banny, Shaw, and Billy. This series is mostly known for its art style and the ongoing deep lore of it. Marble Hornets is a show created by Troy Wagner and Joseph DeLange. It is a paranormal show that revolves around Jay, who uploads his experience with an unknown entity known as the Operator. The Operator is stated to be a different entity than Slenderman. Another channel also uploads videos on what Jay might be investigating. They sometimes even speak directly to each other. Jay starts a YouTube channel titled Marble Hornets, a film his friend Alex Crowley had been working on, but had suddenly dropped. He recounts asking Alex for the tapes, in which Alex complies, but he requests that Jay never bring up the tapes to him again and recommends that he burns them. Jay, 3 years later, watches the footage and notices that not all the tapes are from shooting Marble Hornets. Some tapes are from Alex behaving strangely, not shooting the movie. He notices in some that there is a pale white figure known as the Operator, and decides to look further into the matter. In the midst of all this, it can be confusing to know who is holding the camera, but throughout the series, Jay, being the protagonist, is the one primarily filming. It becomes clear throughout the series that Alex is not to be trusted anymore. He is likely being controlled by said Operator. It's known to be a take on the urban legend known as Slenderman, an online phenomenon and creepypasta that has multiple video games and stories about him, as well as a real-life case. In 2014, 2 young girls tried to murder their friend to appease Slenderman, and that's when he gained most of his popularity on the internet. I, being the OG, knew that Slenderman, I was a big fan of Slenderman actually when I was like before 2014. Again, too much internet access. That's how I ended up with this channel. He freaked me the fuck out. I can't even pretend like he didn't, because he did.
Turn right onto North 38th Street. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Merritt Parkway. You are on the fastest available route. Turn left onto Merritt Parkway.
Local 58. Local 58 paints a bizarre story through the lens of a local television channel. It presents a fictional public access channel in Mason County, West Virginia, being hijacked over several decades to depict a slow overtaking of humanity. Cosmic takeover, I should probably include that. Cosmic alien takeover. An unknown force, possibly an alien, or a Lovecraftian, overrides the station to broadcast. It often contradicts local emergency service alerts, with messages such as, go outside or look up at the sky. But if you do those things, you will die. It's trying to kill you. The events of the analog horror series are not in chronological order, and they cover over 40 years of gradual societal collapse. Listen, we might all be living in local 58 soon. Gemini Home Entertainment. The series consists of a collection of episodes where clips from a variety of videos by a distribution company are presented. The clips originate primarily from consumer-level VHS and Laserdisc videos manufactured in the 1980s and 90s by various fictional companies, such as Optica Video, specializing in seemingly innocuous topics such as wildlife, astronomy, and technology. The morals and motives of these companies, including the distributor, Gemini Home Entertainment, vary. These videos are collectively organized into a YouTube playlist titled Gemini Home Entertainment Full Box Set. A second playlist, titled Library, consists of episodes that show clips devoid of the consumer-oriented facade from earlier episodes, and they serve to provide context to concepts portrayed in the full box set. Common horror elements in Gemini Home Entertainment include cosmic horror, body horror, and even Native American mythology. The Man in the Suit. The Man in the Suit is a popular Godzilla-themed analog horror series on YouTube by Unknowingly. It follows a 1950s suit actor for Godzilla who becomes dangerously obsessed with the role, leading his body to mutate and merge with this Godzilla suit. He becomes a monstrous entity that haunts the studio and attacks others. His flesh tears and bones rearrange in order to fit properly within the Godzilla costume. He develops a deep, unnatural connection to the suit, eventually losing his humanity completely. He behaves animalistically and becomes a monster-like creature. Often, the story is depicted as a tale of trauma and vengeance, where the actor, having lost his family to atomic bombings, adopts the persona to express his rage. The Backrooms. Last, and certainly not least, the Backrooms are a fictional, maybe, location. Do we know where they are? No. Do we know how to access them? No. They are only accessed through the clippings of reality. Between 2011 and 2018, a photograph of a large, carpeted room with fluorescent yellow lights circulated on various messaging boards. A user replied to the post of the original Backrooms photo. Quote, "If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the backrooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you." Unquote. This was posted May 13th, 2019 on 4chan. The Backrooms began as an interesting creepypasta, as most creepy things on the internet do, and then it completely turned into something of its own. Days after the original creepypasta, users began to share stories on subreddits such as r/creepypasta and later r/backrooms. A fandom began to develop around the Backrooms, and creators expanded upon the original iteration of the Backrooms by creating additional floors or levels and entities in which populate them. There are many Backrooms levels. I will read off a few. Level 0, the lobby. Level 1, Lurking Danger. Level 2, Pipe Dreams. Level 3, Electrical Station. Level 4, Abandoned Office. Level 5, Terror Hotel. Level 6, Lights Out. Level 7, Flooded Sewers. Level 8, Forgotten Mineshaft. Each level resembles a different space within the Backrooms, and you can clip into them. I am not somebody that is super well orchestrated within the Backrooms lore, okay? I don't find myself scrolling that part of the internet very often. I did my research for this video, and I do find it very interesting, and I am very excited for the film coming out in late May. I think it's gonna be good. I hope it's good. I hope it's good, you know? I am probably gonna do a review on that. I am gonna bring back my reviews, occasionally. I was doing them like every week there for a little while, but just not my favorite style of content. Same with reactions. I really enjoy deep dives and true crime and research, etc., etc. So, if you have a certain analog horror series that you want me to cover in another video, I will probably make a part 2 to this if it does well. I just made a Instagram for my YouTube channel to start promoting on a different platform. I'm gonna post like short form content too over there. So thank you for watching. A few updates for the channel. I recently switched my schedule to 2 videos a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays, 1 for weekdays, 1 for weekends. Tuesdays are true crime, and Saturdays are whatever I feel like researching that week. So, yeah, all horror related, all creepy, scary content related. So, thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing, And I'll see you on the other side on Tuesday. I'll see you on Tuesday.